So what do you do when you have lots and lots of scraps of fabric that really aren't big enough to make anything specific, but they're too nice to get rid of? Well, I've been putting together these little fabric collages. They're smaller than an ATC card, and I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with them, but right now I'm having a lot of fun just putting them together. So part of the fun is actually choosing the fabrics, cutting the fabrics, fraying them, and also kind of auditioning them for what role they'll play in the mini collage. And as you can see, I'm just kind of playing with positioning and also just the order of the colors and the fabric, just waiting for something to kind of connect with my brain, because I'm not really trying to make something happen specific. I'm really just giving the fabrics a chance to kind of mix and mingle and finally settle on something that that looks good. So now I get to play with coordinating some embroidery floss colors. On a lot of the ones I've done so far, I really just kept that part of it monotone, but I think with this one I'm gonna sort of go wild, and I'm gonna use 4 colors and just try and keep the whole thing pulled together without one piece of fabric jumping off of the page, so to speak, more than the others. I love to use glue stick, just a little bit on the back of the fabrics, just to kind of hold them in place so that while I'm stitching, they don't move around and I don't lose the placement that I've worked so hard to find. So I don't really put too much on, so I don't really have a need to wait for the glue to dry, and usually by the time I go to start sewing, it's pretty much dry and ready to go. And now for the fun part. Well, it's all fun, but this is just that step where it just pulls all your pieces together, literally and figuratively speaking. Listen, I am not a sewer, I am not an embroiderer, and therefore I can't even tell you what the stitch is that I'm doing, but I'm literally just essentially wrapping this thread around the edges of all my pieces, and the way I do it is I only sew around the exposed edges. So when a fabric overlaps, then I will sew around the top piece that has the edge exposed, and I hope that makes sense. I'm using a 6-strand embroidery floss, and I have learned that if you tap the end of your piece and pull one strand at a time, it will come out without tangling. And let me tell you, that's a big deal. So this will be my feeble attempt to show you how I have learned a very easy way to put a knot at the end of your string. I'm going to use right hand, left hand. In my right hand, I'm going to hold the needle point upright, and with my left hand, I'm going to grab the other end of the string, and I am going to now pinch the thread and the needle with my right hand. And with my left hand or free hand, I am going to wrap that thread around the needle a few times. Then I'm going to take that left free hand and I'm going to pinch the needle and the thread. And with my right hand, I am going to pull that needle through. I'm not letting go of the thread with my left hand, and there you have a knot at the end. Every time. It is so easy. It's a game changer for me. So here is another attempt to show you how to do this. Both ends upright. Then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to turn your thread downward facing. And you're going to pinch the needle and the thread with your right hand. Then with your left hand, you're going to wrap the needle with the thread, and you're going to switch hands. Your left hand is going to pinch both the needle and the thread, and your right hand is going to pull that needle through while the left hand continues to hold the thread, and albeit a small knot, it's still a knot. So the more times you wrap, the thicker your knot will be. And now I'm just going to go ahead and keep sewing around my edges and just finish this little guy up. And now for a little sentiment, just a piece of plain fabric that I take some of my letter stamps and ink pad and just ink stamp right on the fabric. And I'll go ahead and just sew this right onto my little collage. I had so much fun putting this together, along with all these other ones that I have done. I will probably do a separate video to show you what I'm kind of thinking of doing with them, but in the meantime, I am just going to have more fun playing with scraps and creating, and I hope you'll be inspired to do the same.